Kyrie Irving is going to be playing an NBA basketball game tonight for the Brooklyn Nets. Now, the Nets are flat out, obviously, in the Eastern Conference mix. I mean, they got Harden and they got Durant, and but they don't have that championship feeling that obviously you're going to get with Kyrie Irving out there. That's the good stuff. Those are the three guys that you can get out there. Now, as we know, Kyrie Irving says that he will not get vaccinated. Now, the last time we kind of heard from him was through Shams Charania, the top-notch reporter of the NBA, who said that he was planning on giving voice to the voiceless. And since then, we pretty much haven't heard his voice at all. And the Nets made a statement on the outset of the season that the idea of him playing only on the road and not at home wasn't really workable for them. Wasn't workable for them. Because as we all know, New York City has a mandate that you have to be vaccinated to be in public settings like Barclays Center. To prove vaccinations. You got to do. Can't test your way and you got to be vaccinated. So that leaves him the option of only playing on the road. The Nets said that was not workable for them. Now it's workable for them. Or I guess the way that Kyrie was saying that he would only do it might not have been workable for them. Maybe Kyrie did some sort of change that made it workable for the Nets. Or the realization that they need him even half the time, right, to play in order to win a championship. And the fact that they're going to look great or at least more cohesively on the road, and then at home they'll just have to do without him, that up and down, clear, unique way of going about their business, they'll just deal with it. They'll deal with it. And you take a look at their schedule. I have it here in front of me. So tonight they're in Indiana, and they'll have a good look-see at Kyrie, and then he'll have to go away until they play at Portland on the 10th because they got 2 home dates, and then they're at Chicago. Just to give you an idea of how it's going to be in and out, they've got back-to-back home games on the 13th and 15th. Then they're on the road for 4 straight games. So they're going to really get something working. And then 2 at home, and then 5 on the road. 1 at home, then 2 on the road. 1 at home, then 1 at the Knicks, which we assume he won't be able to play at the Knicks either, right?
Right.
So you're getting an idea of, like, we're going to see it, we're going to not see him, and then we're going to see him, we're not going to see him. And here's the way my prediction's going to go. I'll shoot you straight, which is a phrase I like to say here.
Pew, pew.
Kyrie's going to ball out. He's going to look like Kyrie Irving. It's going to be terrific. And he's going to play very well. He's going to play like Kyrie Irving because he's Kyrie Irving. He's one of the best players in the NBA.
He is.
Okay? Which is why they're willing to have him and then not. Kyrie Irving's going to ball out. And then when he plays at home, team won't look as good. Team won't look as well. And he's going to be playing well enough for the Nets to not be top seed, right around the top seed. And soon the story about him not playing at home because he won't take the vaccine is going to flip. And it's going to be about New York needing to change its mandate so the Nets can win a championship. And it's no longer going to be the focus on Kyrie Irving and his decision to not take the vaccine. It's going to be about the vaccine mandate being unfairly placed upon him by New York City. And it's going to be about New York's choice to make sure he doesn't play and how unfair that is. And if you think I'm wrong, just take a look what's happening right now with Novak Djokovic, who as of this moment, right now, is sitting on a tarmac in Australia, where he was invited by the Australian Open to come play and defend his title, despite him being unvaccinated, and the country of Australia being in so many lockdowns and so many people not able to come back into their own country because of the strict COVID violation rules that are there and the lockdowns that are there. They're outraged, many of the people in Australia, that he's not going to be held to the same standard. He has a medical exemption, and the folks in Australia want to know what medical exemption there is. Even the prime minister of the country's high exalted ruler wants to know what his medical exemption is because he can't prove it. Doesn't matter what the Australian Tennis Association says. They're going to send him back out on the last plane. He's sitting on a tarmac right now for 6 straight hours. His dad's losing his mind and tweeting that they're going to fight on the streets. Yeah. And so I'm showing right now on the screen a Daily Beast tweet about it. And this is what I'm saying. World number 1 tennis player Novak Djokovic has reportedly been refused entry to Australia following a national outpouring of rage over his vaccine mandate exemption. It's unclear what Djokovic can now do to enter Australia, says this tweet. And so the media tweets, and I understand it could be some recent college graduate or millennial or somebody who's a longtime veteran of media tweets that out. It's not clear what he can do to enter Australia, huh? He could take the vaccine. That is pretty clear to me. It's his choice not to, but it's also, by his choice not to, something that puts him in a position to face a consequence for it. And I'm telling everybody what's going to happen with Kyrie Irving. It's going to be, well, why is there a mandate to prevent him from playing when him playing is the best way for the Nets to bring a championship to New York? So New York's mandate is preventing New York from having a championship. They should make an exception for Kyrie. And the media is going to start covering it as such, as opposed to saying, well, wait a minute. The rules are in New York as such. Kyrie won't do what's necessary to play under those rules. So it's his choice. This is coming. This is coming. I'm telling you it's coming. Maybe not right now because Omicron is so off the charts right now that nobody, I'm sure there are many people. Look, I see everything on Twitter where the general sense is, the mandate in a town like New York is going to stay. The new mayor said it's going to stay. I'm telling you, this is coming. Why in the world would somebody, for a major publication like the Daily Beast tweet out, it's unclear what can be done? Oh, because we're just assuming he's not going to take the vaccine. It's not an option for him. He refuses to take it. And, Australia's not budging, so we don't know what's going to happen. Well, guess what? There's an option. He could take the shot. Is what he could do. Unless there is some sort of medical exemption. If there was, there wouldn't be some sort of standoff at the airport, would there? The number 1 world tennis player is basically, it's a Clooney movie right now.
I was going to say, this is the worst Argo sequel.
Well, Argo is he was trying to get out. He's trying to get in.
Up in the air, part 2.
That's what I'm saying. He's up in the air.
But he's
down
not.
on the ground. He's down on the ground. I hope I'm wrong. But it's no longer going to be the focus on Kyrie's choice. It's going to be on what's being placed upon him. But he's going to ball out.
Yeah.
He's going to get a chunk of time. He may not start tonight, apparently. And I can't wait to see what his post-game Zooms are going to be about.
He won't talk.
I don't know. He might. I don't know. Rodgers has clearly been very vocal about the reason why he won't do that. And I'm sure his approach to what I'm saying right now would be, well, why shouldn't we question the mandate? Science this and science that and Atlas shrugged and all that business. So
I just want to watch basketball.
I know you do.
I
know you do. And as you know, I've really avoided this subject a lot lately because we're just focusing on the other stuff too. Because there's this stuff that we're talking about. But when the Nets don't play as well at home and they lose games at home after we just saw how terrific they look with Kyrie on the road, this is coming, Chris. Yeah. It's coming, and it'll be all over news and cable news. It's coming. It's coming for the NBA, and I hope everybody's ready for it. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.